Welcome to the Game Day Gauntlet, where action hits you in the mouth and the excitement never ceases to amaze. 5 games in 3 hours from action around your league, with fumble-fixed 6 touchdowns like this. From 15 yards out, and the big fella has a New York touchdown. Today we begin in Minnesota, where the Chippers are getting desperate and the Talons are flying high. Buckle up, grab your popcorn. The UFL and the Virtual Football Network proudly present a special primetime edition of the Game Day Gauntlet. What up, everybody, and welcome finally to the Week 6 Game Day Gauntlet. Dallas and Minnesota beginning shortly. Rochester, Los Angeles will also be in action. The Pioneers, the only winless team left in the UFL. LA shockingly coming off of a loss to New Orleans last week in a big upset. Dakota and Miami, the only game on today's slate that feature 2 teams that won last week and also feature 2 teams above 500. Vegas is at Chicago. The Vegas Devils had a horrendous day in the red zone against Miami last Sunday. Chicago back-to-back overtime games, lost one, won one. How will they respond? Salt Lake 2-3, certainly not the position they were in last season. New Orleans coming off that big win over Los Angeles at 2-3. Hey, if you missed any action from earlier in the week, wow, you missed the best 3 primetime games, I would say, of the season. New York beats Austin 30-24, an absolute thriller, one of the best games ever in UFL history. Phoenix got the upset win, beating the Wichita Flyers 28-20, and then craziness in San Diego as the Wildcats drop another heartbreaker. They fall to 2-4. St. Louis 4-2 now with a 21-20 win. Dallas and Minnesota is kicking off in about 40 seconds. The Minnesota Chippers are down. They have lost 4 in a row. Their only win coming against 2-3 New Orleans in week 1, and they have completely changed up the way that the offense is going to work. So you're going to see a completely different offense from Minnesota tonight. We'll see if it works. Maybe it won't. The Dallas Talons started 0-2. They are winners of 3 in a row, and Dallas playing some of their best football. Still trying to get Jaden Swift and that running game going, though, in Big D. We got a lot of great games, a lot of great action coming up for you in just a few seconds as the music starts back up, and that means that we're ready to go in Minneapolis, where the Minnesota Chippers are taking on the Dallas Talons to kick off Game Day Gauntlet tonight. Everybody calls it Big D here in Texas, so if you can't get with the program and your mind's going to be in the gutter, then that's just how the night's going to go. There's Randy Tremaine of Minnesota. Been a part of a defense that's had a pretty good start to the season, but they've been put in a lot of tough spots with that offense struggling. Rochester, Los Angeles will be the next game to tip off out in California. That tip-off coming in about 19 minutes, so settle in as we get ready for great action of UFL football tonight. Hey, the letter T is what you're looking at for bingo tonight, so that's straight up and down across the middle and then side to side across the top of your bingo card tonight. From 2 yards deep in the end zone, Minnesota on the return, and the Chippers will get it out to the 25-yard line. Doug Falk is the quarterback in Minnesota. Falk has 1,247 yards this season, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, completing 65% of his throws. He's going to start tonight with a pass, and he's going to be sacked by Briggs. That is a loss of 8 on the play, and just like that, the Minnesota Chippers are behind the sticks. Certainly not the start that Minnesota was looking for to start this football game. That is very disappointing for the Chippers as Briggs starts off with a sack.
Ready. Cut. 58 to Mike. Watch the run.
Play action again here from Doug Falk. And again, Falk has a ton of time. 2nd and 18. That pass is caught. Michael Joseph to the 45-yard line. So let's get specific about what Minnesota's looking to do differently tonight. They picked up A.J. Price in the offseason to give him 2 very talented tight ends, but they really haven't been utilizing those tight ends a lot, and it really doesn't feel like they're getting all their weapons very involved. Isaiah Moody, Michael Joseph, Tyler Falk, A.J. Price down the field, and then, of course, they got Dalton Brown and Rob Noel in the backfield. Minnesota has some talented pieces, but their offense just has not been able to put it together. 1st down and 10 at the 45-yard line of Dallas. Play fake again from Doug Falk, and Falk this time looks down the middle of the field. That is complete. That's Tyler Falk for the 1st down. Doug's 2 for 2 for 41 yards to start out. Coming into the week, Mike Churchill leads the league in receiving yards with 109 per game. He played Sunday against New York. We'll see Mia Pangori, the 2nd leading receiver in the UFL, as that's Briggs again, coming down with his 2nd sack in about 6 plays. 2nd and 20, that's going to lose 10 yards. And how about the start for Briggs? We got K. Marion in Chicago, 4th in the league in receiving yards, who we're going to see tonight. Ethan Flowers 5th, who we'll see on the leaderboards. And it's going to be another 2nd down and long for Minnesota. 2 sacks on the opening drive for Dallas. Champion asks, where is defense? Right there. There's the sack. 9:35 to go in the 1st quarter. This time they're going to hand it off to Rob Noel, and Noel is going to be buried just beyond the line of scrimmage. Got 1 yard on the play, so 3rd and 19 coming up for Minnesota. New York, the lone unbeaten team. Ironically, Rochester, the lone winless team left in the league. St. Louis is in 2nd place in the crowded East at 4-2. Miami and Dallas at 3-2, and then Wichita at 3-3. They are in the 5th place spot, with Chicago and New Orleans hot on their tail. That pass is caught on 3rd and 20, and it's for a 1st down. LaBrice Rowland gets free. Didn't think that had any chance. Got 25 yards on the play, and the Minnesota drive will continue. Rowland just going across the formation, and Dallas went for a swipe that did not pan out. Minnesota on a 3rd and 20 gets to a 3rd and 25. How about the Great West standings? Austin is 5-1. Dakota is looking to tie them up at 5-1 with a win today over Miami, as Doug Falk will go play fake again, this time over the middle, caught. That is Moody. Doug Falk 4 for 4 on the opening drive. LA is 3-2. They're in action today. Salt Lake 2-3, and then the rest of the West is struggling. San Diego 2-4, Phoenix 2-4, Vegas and Minnesota bringing up the rear at 1-4. They quickly flip that out to Tyler Falk, and he is going backwards. I know you love the UFL logo, Tyler, but you gotta move towards that Chippers lumberjack pattern in the end zone there. Palmer with a TFL loss of 4. Second and 14, 7:38 to go in the 1st quarter. Bunch off the right side for Falk. Falk going to fire it out to Michael Joseph. Joseph is going to collect 3 more yards, and we'll see the Dallas defense. Dallas so far this season has the 6th best scoring defense. They give up 20 yards a game. They give up 400 yards a game. That's 13th most in the league, which is kind of surprising given that Dallas was a championship team last season. 3rd and 11 at the Minnesota 15. And that motion from Rob Noel is not going to be caught in time, so 3rd down, or stopped in time. 3rd down and 16. Minnesota's going the wrong way. Ball at the 20-yard line. Doug Falk upset with himself after that one. He has an efficiency rating of 126 this season. That is second to last. Only Matt Wilson with a lower efficiency rating in the league this year. On 3rd down and 16, Minnesota goes draw. That's a little surprising. Picked up 6 or 7 yards on the play. It'll be 4th and 10 at the 13, and that means that the Chippers will try a 30-yard field goal to get the numbers flowing tonight. .30-yard field goal for Minnesota. That kick is good. So 30-3, your first numbers off the board tonight in the Gauntlet bingo. You know I like to trigger the chat room. 3-0 Minnesota, 6:19 to go in the first. All things considered, not too shabby of a drive for Minnesota, but they do only end up with 3. That has been a bit of an issue for the Chippers this season. If you look at the red zone efficiency out of Minnesota this year, they have 6 touchdowns on 15 red zone trips. You always want that to be a little bit more than half. And certainly a little less than half, about 40% for Minnesota so far this season. So Cameron Duty is the quarterback for Dallas coming out there for the first drive. He is second in quarterback efficiency this season around the league, and he's got Rashad Lockley down the field to the 49-yard line, a 27-yard pickup. Duty is 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,417 yards, and completes 72.6% of his passes. He averages 283 yards a game. That's 9th most in the UFL. Oh, the wee-woos are back from Colin Northrup and Eric Vincent. I must tell you, I will not be doing the wee-woos. I just have I don't know. I have a fear of the wee-woos, I guess. The handoff goes to Jaden Swift, and Swift will pick up 3 yards. So far this season, man, it's been a tough one for Jaden Swift. Just 2.7 yards per carry. That is the lowest yards per carry of any rusher in the top 25 in yards this season. Jack Nitro, the only one near him at 2.9. Chris Delro at 3.0. But just an average of 42.8 yards per game for Swift as they try to get him going. 2nd down and 5, play fake, Cameron Duty, wide open, Neil Rivers. Rivers down to the 22-yard line, 2 of 2 for 51 yards. A really good start for Cameron Duty. The Dallas Talons last season, as we get another look at Rivers getting ushered out of bounds. The Dallas Talons last season did not play the Minnesota Chippers, which is surprising. And the handoff up the middle, that is the explosive Wells 16-yard pickup. That is Jeff Wells on the carry. He has been tremendous in his first 3 starts with Dallas, has 3 touchdowns, and he gives them a change of pace, and it's working for the Dallas Talons. Miles in the chat saying Lockley needs more targets. Handoff goes to Jaden Swift, and Swift got to the 1-yard line, but a solid 5-yard gain there. I'm looking at the top 25 in yards per game, and yeah, Rashad Lockley is not even on there, which is just shocking considering that he was one of the top receivers from last season. Darius Alian with that touchdown-saving tackle. 2nd and goal with the 1 coming up. Champion, they're just on the sideline for 2026. It's very difficult as Jaden Swift's going to walk in with a 1-yard touchdown. And Swift, for the first time this season, gets into the end zone for a score. Touchdown Dallas on their opening drive. very difficult for operations to, if you can imagine, if you have 32 teams times 16 games, that's 256 games, 256 simulations, all from one system here at VFN headquarters. And we wanted to put out a higher quality product, so we made sure that we took the best of the UFL in 2025 and continued onward with it in 2026. And I'd say the product through the first 5.5 weeks of the season has been spectacular. Dallas has a 7-3 advantage now on Minnesota, 3:37 to go in the first. Rochester and Los Angeles kicking off in about 7 minutes to get us in the double box on the Game Day Gauntlet. 36 of you watching. Champion Northrup is here. Eric Vincent, Chris Delro, Mike Coco is in the house. Frank's here, Skip's here, and many others. As 7 and 1 come off the board. So some mostly traditional numbers so far. Plenty of time left here on the Gauntlet. This is a return up to the 23-yard line. Coming up next week, and I mention it because it's coming up very quickly, Sunday, May 10th. Phoenix will take on Los Angeles. Minnesota at Vegas on the Gauntlet. Two of the teams towards the bottom of the West Division. New York at New Orleans. That was a great matchup last season. New Orleans gave New York all they can handle. That game went to overtime. Doug Falk's pass caught by Michael Joseph for a couple. Rochester at Wichita. And Miami takes on Salt Lake. That's the Gauntlet on Sunday, May 10th. And then in prime time, we've got the Dallas Talons at the Austin Lone Stars, looking to bounce back from their loss this week. San Diego visits Dakota as Falk goes play action on 2nd down and 8, and that one is knocked away. And then Monday night, St. Louis with their 3rd and final consecutive Monday night primetime game. They are at Chicago, and the Chicago Dragons coming off their win against San Diego this past week to improve to 2-3. We'll take on Vegas later on in the Gauntlet. Doug drops to throw. 3rd down and 8. Got it again. 1st down. Minnesota, 7 of 8 for 93 yards. That's Moody on the catch. His 2nd for 22, and Minnesota keeps the drive alive. A football Wednesday for Michaela Foraker. Mia is here. Mia Pangori awaiting the kickoff of Salt Lake and New Orleans coming up about an hour from now. Play fake for Doug Falk, and that pass is caught for a pickup of 6. 2nd down and 4. LaBreece Rowland's 2nd grab for 31 yards. Doug Falk certainly mixing the football around, and you can see that they're coming out in a lot of these heavier sets with 2 or 1 receivers, 1 or 2 tight ends. They're going to flip it out to Tyler Falk. He can't break through, and that is his 2nd loss on the little smoke play, trying to get him loose. Foxworth on the tackle, 3rd down and 6. Champion predicting this to be a high-scoring game. And so far, so good. 2 drives, 2 scores. As Falk goes in motion. Doug flips it wide open over the middle. How did Tyler Falk get that wide open? Doug is now 9 of 10 for a $116. That's Tyler's 2nd catch as Minnesota continues the drive. Sudo Nakai is in the house, otherwise known as Charles Doherty, otherwise known as Mikel Pajak, otherwise known as Billy Flagg, otherwise known as whatever Charles's wild imagination can come up with. We're happy to have him here. 42 seconds to go. 1st quarter in Minnesota. Chippers holding their own so far against Dallas. Dallas brings the pressure. Michael Joseph is open. Pickup of nearly 10 on the play for Minnesota. Doug Day wants to hear Cam do a rhino call. Why try to imitate the best when the best is in the chat, Doug? Joseph getting loose, his third catch of the opening quarter. Second down and inches at the Dallas 35-yard line. 5 seconds to go in the first. This is Falk dropping to throw. Falk's got a clean pocket. It is caught again inside the Dallas 30 to the 25. Falk 11 of 12 for 136 yards in that first quarter. As the Minnesota drive continues, end of the first. Rochester and Los Angeles beginning in a couple of minutes. Bunch to the right side. First down, toss, pancake. Noel near a first down. His best run of the day as Minnesota's focused a little bit more on the pass today. Frank Bernstein with the stop. Well, I have Miles here. Is it Steen or Stein? Frank Bernstein, right? Just making sure. Handoff up the middle. That's Rob Noel. Not much there. Third down and 3 at the 19. Payne on the stop. I agreed, Dakota. Sharp play for Minnesota so far. Yeah, they Dags Drone Works played some hardball with us. We had to politely decline. Third down and 3. Doug Falk dropping a throw. That pass is caught on the sideline down to the 6-yard line. Isaiah Moody with his third catch. So Joseph's got 3. Moody's got 3. Falk's got a couple. Minnesota's got a first and goal. Rochester, Los Angeles now kicking off in 1 minute and 5 seconds. Steen, Frank Bernstein. Okay, so I had it right all these years initially. I was thinking it might be Stein. Frank Bernstein. Got it. First and goal at the 6. Handoff. Rob Noel. Rob Noel. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 6 yards out. The Chippers. 2 drives and 2 scores. Havoc going on so far against the Talons. Rob Noel into the end zone for just the second time this season. And how about Minnesota's new look offense? 10 points in 20 plays. The extra point is good. 10-7. Minnesota on top of Dallas with 10:28 to go in the second quarter. And with that, we head to Los Angeles. Where Los Angeles is in all red today against the Rochester Pioneers in the all white as the Game Day Gauntlet hits the double box. Ronnie Shanahan firing up the LA home crowd. It feels like forever since Los Angeles had a home game. They're back. Ron Haynes cheering on Rochester in the chat room. Opening it for a big day from Sam Switowski. This is Jaden Swift down the sideline of Dallas into Minnesota territory to the 45 as offenses continue to reign supreme in that one. Kickoff is underway in California. On the return, Rochester up to the 27-yard line. And Matt Wilson will come out. It has been a struggle for Matt Wilson. 6 interceptions and 4 touchdowns this season. Play fake to the pass catching back of Everidge, and that ball was almost intercepted. Cameron Duty's going long. One-on-one coverage down the field. It is picked off by Minnesota. I thought that was complete. But instead, it is Tyson Anderson intercepting Cameron Duty for just the 5th time this season. That is a... How did he catch that? Wilson is sacked. Look at Anderson's pick, upper right-hand corner. It just went right through the hands of the intended receiver, and Minnesota has the football, albeit deep in their own territory, but following a forced turnover.
Ready. 50, plant. Let him know.
1st and 10 at the 1-yard line for Minnesota now. They give it off to the fullback, and the fullback picks up 7. Brooks on the carry. 3rd down and 15 for Rochester, and Wilson throws that into no man's land. What an ugly first drive for Rochester. They're going to have to punt it away. Second and 3 for Minnesota. Rob Noel not going anywhere. That's no gain on the play. Rochester's going to have to punt the football. Your next kickoff, that is Dakota, Miami. Kicks off in about 17 minutes. Play fake for Doug Falk on a 3rd down and 4. He's got another conversion. Michael Joseph to the 23-yard line. 13 of 14. Joseph with 5 catches for 58 yards. Shanahan floats that one over the top. That is incomplete. Ronnie Shanahan of Los Angeles this season averages 340 passing yards per game. That's 2nd most in the league, only behind Shy Ronnie at 363. 8 touchdowns, 4 picks, 1,699 yards for Shanahan. Play fake for Doug Falk once more. He's going to dump that one off into the flats. Pick up a couple. 2nd and 10 for Los Angeles at the 37-yard line. That'll get a couple. Al Ingram, the 3rd on the carry. As you get a look at the Rochester starting line, you see Switowski over there on the right side. E.K. Vinson manning the linebackers. 2nd and 7, deep shot from Doug Falk. That pass is deflected and incomplete. Joe Allen Hantayumi in the backfield, or in the secondary rather, for Rochester. Third down and 7 for Doug Falk. 3rd down and 9 for Ronnie Shanahan. Falk takes a check down well short. Shanahan trying to get away. Rochester punches the football out, but LA recovers. A heads-up awareness play by the center, Dustin Fitzgerald. Look at here. Shanahan gets caught up behind Fitzgerald, and then the ball is whacked out by Rochester's Lael Cornish. Bam, right there, pops it free, and then Fitzgerald was there to recover the fumble. But nevertheless, it'll be an LA 4th down. Minnesota bobbled that punt, or that snap rather, but no block there, and a great first punt for Los Angeles today will pin Rochester down to the 7-yard line. 4 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown for Jaden Swift. A really good start today. 6:54 to go in the first half. 10-7 Minnesota on top. They're going to toss it out to Swift. There goes Jaden Swift again. Swift having a coming out party here. 61 yards, 5 carries for Swift. That is a much better rushing performance than in previous weeks with Dallas. First down near midfield. Cameron Kearse, DJ Woods leading the way in the front 7 for the Aztec defense. Then Naisha Ingram, Mike Denali, Rain Rie, and more in the LA secondary. The best safety unit, at least on paper, in the UFL. That one is complete. Rashad Lockley at the bottom of the screen, his 2nd catch in 4 pass attempts from duty to the Minnesota 33-yard line. 2nd possession of the day for Rochester. We'll see Casey Mears get her first carry to the 12. Let's go back to Minnesota, where Dallas is at the Legend Chipper's 33-yard line. That pass is caught. It is no, it's incomplete. That would have been a touchdown for Dallas from 33 yards out, but that's knocked away. That might be your only chance at a 33 in bingo today. You never know. That one is caught on the sideline, a pickup of 29 yards. Dejon Wright for Rochester down to the 41-yard line. Swift, whoa, what a brutal stiff arm and a juke, touchdown, and the 33 hits anyway. Jaden Swift owning the Minnesota Chippers defense in the early going. He just brutalized Frank Castle, and then a juke move, he was gone. LA challenging. I think they're going to win this one because Wright definitely did not get that second foot in bounds as he was shoved into the LA sideline. A 33-yard run from Swift, extremely impressive there as Dallas looks to make this 14-10 with 5:49 to go in the first half. That they do. So 33 and 14 come off the board. Two new numbers here in Hugo tonight. LA up to the 42-yard line. Champion loving that great run from Jaden Swift. And after no touchdowns in his first 5 starts in Dallas, Jaden Swift has 2 touchdowns in the first half here against Minnesota. Still scoreless in LA. 8:29 to go in the first quarter. Ronnie Shanahan will hand the ball off to Ingram. His second carry, just 1 yard on the day so far, as Rochester's defense makes the stop. Rochester has the 7th best scoring defense in the league at 21.8 points, but they have struggled to score. 12.8 points, that is lowest in the UFL. So far, in total, there's -5 passing yards in the Rochester and Los Angeles game, and we're still in the negative there. They hand it off to Rob Noel in the backfield. He's going to lose some yardage on a first down. Dallas's run defense has been sharp. Robert Henson just listening to the stream, so hopefully nothing happens to me and I'm able to catch you up on everything you need to know. 3rd down and 7, and the wide receiver had to play defender there for Los Angeles as Ronnie Shanahan's pass was a little overthrown. Rochester's going to get another stop. Dakota, Miami kicking off in 10 minutes. And that's a good point, champion, as Dallas was near scoring 3 touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. 3rd down and 10 coming up for Minnesota with 5:05 to go in the first quarter as Los Angeles will have to punt again. That punt is shanked out of bounds at the 24. Doug Falk on a 3rd down and 10. That pass to the sideline is caught. A 19-yard gain. And another great 3rd down play. 4th catch of the day for LaBreece Rowland for 53 yards. I think he dragged the second toe. Right there. Tapped it on the Dallas sideline. Matt Wilson on a 1st and 10, going to let it fly, and it's just overthrown. Wilson had a receiver, but is now 0 for 4. Falk into the flat. That's A.J. Price, the newly acquired tight end this offseason. 2nd and 8, picks up 2. Casey Mears on the carry. Can't get anywhere, lost a yard. Mears now, I think, the only running back in the league that's now graded as a 99 trucking. 3:43 to go in the first half. Rob Noel is trucked in the middle. 3rd down and 8. That's Scotty Scruggs' 3rd tackle. Wilson sets up a screen on 3rd down and 10, and they just couldn't get the blocks out there quick enough. It is Wilson's first completion, but another punt in the Rochester-Los Angeles game. About halfway through the quarter, this is Doug Falk down the middle, complete to about the 32-yard line. Tyler Falk, 18 of 20 for Minnesota's passing game. 211 first half yardage, and Tyler's got 3 catches for 51 yards. Bernstein there with another tackle. Rochester certainly playing their game right now. At the 13-yard line, LA on the return. Rochester has been so close the last couple of weeks against New York and Dakota. Floater from Doug Falk, and the receiver got, oh, that's Rob Noel going on a seam route from the running back position. Shanahan's pass is complete. Going back to Rochester, you know, it's just it's frustrating because, you know, you take on New York and you lose by 1 score. You take on Dakota, you lose by 3 points, and you look at the total yards in this game, 7-5 in favor of Rochester. That is awful. Ingram is going to get a first down, though, I think, on that carry. 2-minute warning in Minnesota. Ingram's got a first down and a sold-out crowd in Los Angeles. 3rd down and 8 for Minnesota at the 30. This is Doug Falk dropping a throw. Falk gonna fire. That is complete. Oh, what a move! Michael Joseph, the tight end, made 3 people miss, but only manages 2 yards, and it's gonna be 4th down for Minnesota. We'll see what they do. Shanahan overthrows. Lars Bazar was running a little check down. 6th catch for Joseph. It would be a 45-yard field goal for Minnesota from here to make it 14-13. 45-yard field goal for the Chippers. That is good. 45 and 13 come off the board. First line of bingo numbers filling out. Good luck to all of you tonight. 3rd down and 9 for Ronnie Shanahan and the Aztecs. 4 minutes to go in the first. Shanahan dumps that one off. That's good enough for a first down. Up to midfield, pickup of 11 yards on the play. That's Ingram again out of the backfield. Dakota, Miami kicking off at about 6 minutes. Dallas on the return with 1:44 to go.
Let's go. Ready to go. 10-2 stop. Fire.
Ingram's on to Rochester's side of the field. 3:25 to go first quarter. Shanahan, I don't know where he was. I think he got confused to who he wanted to go to. Threw it in between 2 different receivers, and so did Cameron Duty just then. Just 3 of 6 for 62 yards and an interception.
90 Wolf. Check tight end, check tight. Check tight.
3rd down and 7 for Shanahan. Dropping a throw, clean pocket, running out of time, escapes out the back door. Shanahan not going to get there. Slumbaum with the tackle to set up a 4th and 1. We'll see what Los Angeles wants to do. Han Tayumi also there. Let's go 3rd down and 6 for Dallas. Duty fires complete to the 47. Pickup of 17 yards. That is Taylor's first catch. He was the intended receiver when the interception occurred at the 1-yard line. And surprisingly, Los Angeles is going to punt on 4th and 1. Of course, their defense has been playing pretty great. They've pinned Rochester inside the 10 once before. This one's going to bounce into the end zone.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
1st and 10 for the Talons. They have 2 timeouts, a minute to go. In the first half, Duty fires to the sideline, incomplete. Wilson will fire. That is complete. Wide open. Evan Wood, the tight end. And that's the first downfield throw for Wilson to complete so far today. Mike Denali on the tackle, under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter in Los Angeles. Third down and 10. Can Minnesota's defense get off the field? They're trailing by 1. Duty takes a check down. Rivers shook off one defender, but is only going to pick up a handful of yards. It'll be 4th and 5, and it looks like Minnesota's content to just get into the locker room. Mears went in motion way too late, and Rochester's going to go back up 5. We get another look at Rivers shaking the initial Anderson tackle. 34-27 in total yards in the first quarter. LA leading Rochester right now. They flip it to the fullback, and then Mears is decked for a further loss of yardage. Dallas shanks the punt out of bounds at the 26. That leaves Minnesota 11 seconds and 3 timeouts. Doug Falk's going to go empty out of the shotgun. Falk fires deep down the field, complete, got about 10. 6 seconds left. 2nd and short for Minnesota. 1 minute to go, first quarter, a scoreless first quarter. Don't see that often in the UFL. Casey Mears, got rid of a defender. Brutal stiff arm there. Will set up a 3rd down and 11 for the Pioneers. DJ Woods with the stop. And a false start on Minnesota with 6 to go. Clock was stopped, so no 10-second runoff. 3rd down and 11 for the Pioneers. Play fake. Wilson, clean pocket, going to take off and run. Wilson trying to hustle the LA defense. Tyler Falk makes a catch, but the first half time has run out. And Rochester is going to have to punt again as their first quarter has run out. So halftime in Minnesota, end of the first quarter in Los Angeles. Scoreless in LA. 14-13, Dallas on top of Minnesota, as Minnesota accounts for 225 passing yards in the first half. Unbelievable. Rochester and LA could only wish for yardage like that. This is a beautiful punt. Going to pin LA down to the 2-yard line. Excellent special teams out of Rochester. Al Ingram, 5 carries for 13 yards to start the day. And we're ready to go in Miami. Miami coming out in their all blacks tonight, and boy, do they look sharp. Dakota in the all whites as the 4-1 Rhinos take on the 3-2 Pirates as we enter the triple box here on the Game Day Gauntlet. Jeff Wells just the 1 carry in the first half, but he had 16 yards on it. There's Dexter Murdoch getting the home crowd fired up. Miami fans, some of the toughest to please in the UFL. They expect a championship caliber product each and every week as Bullet Boletsky's trying to fire up Rob Crone on the sideline. Jack Gustaf C4490 is here. What's up? Cameron Duty hands it off to Jaden Swift, who had a terrific first half. Al Ingram gets pummeled at the line of scrimmage. Miami's going to get the ball to start with it here tonight. Rob Crone is their quarterback. 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, an efficiency rating of 160.5. That's 3rd best in the UFL. Boletsky starts with a 2-yard loss on the play. Suki Padre on the tackle. Vegas and Chicago kicking off in about 18 minutes. Ray is in the house.
Come.
Second down and 12 for Miami. Crone going to hand it off to Beletsky. This time Beletsky's got a lot of room around the left side. Bullet Beletsky into Dakota territory at the 47. There goes Ronnie Shanahan, and Los Angeles has the ball at the Rochester 47. How about that? 2 monster runs getting to the opponent 47-yard line in back-to-back games. Minnesota will start with the football at the 12-yard line. What a first half for Doug Falk, but Minnesota still trailing by 1.
Ready. 18 Gator. Right. Hey. Go.
And off again to Beletsky. Beletsky to the Dakota 45-yard line. Beletsky so far this season has really struggled, actually, surprisingly. Beletsky not even in the top 25 of rushing yards per game, which is wild. Michael Joseph, another catch for Minnesota. 2nd and 8 for Miami into Dakota territory. Dump over the middle, that is complete. Believe that is Terrell Cooper with the catch. Yep, Cooper's first for 9 yards. It'll be a 3rd down and medium coming up after Noel catches that out of the backfield for Minnesota. 1st down and 10, play action. Ronnie Shanahan and Los Angeles is inside the 5-yard line. Crone on a 1st and 10, going deep for Bovine Jr. He caught it at the 6-yard line. A 30-yard catch for Tiberius Bovine. Lower center of your screen. We'll have to get a look at it. Bovine. Oh, I think he tapped both feet. And on 3rd down and 6, Doug Falk was almost brought down for a safety. Ryan Van Holten all the way back to the 4-yard line. That's the 3rd sack for Dallas. Ingram gets the carry, only picks up 1 yard. 10 carries, 56 yards. LA's got a 2nd and goal. Dakota Miami has a 1st down and goal at the 6-yard line. Beletsky lost a yard. 2nd and goal at the 7. 2nd and goal for Los Angeles at the 3-yard line. 6:50 to go in the first half. They try to hand it off again, and Rochester's in the backfield. A loss of 2 on the play. Watson on the tackle for the Pioneers. 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line. Minnesota's got a punt. They got to be careful. Dallas came flying through and almost got the block. Instead, the Talons will start with it at their own 49-yard line. Beletsky again on the carry down to the 4. 3rd and goal at the 4 for Miami. 3rd and goal at the 6 for Los Angeles. Ronnie Shanahan looking for someone to get open, and Rochester gets the sack. Hornish with the takedown for the Pioneers, and that'll result in a 29-yard Los Angeles field goal attempt. 3rd down and goal for Miami. Rob Crone dropping a throw. Hit as he threw. The pass is caught. Touchdown. 4-yard score. There goes Jaden Swift for Dallas. Swift is in the open field again. That's a 51-yard touchdown for Dallas. Jaden Swift is unbelievable. 4 and over 50 come off the board in back-to-back touchdowns. Swift is owning the Chippers right now and having by far his best game as a Dallas Talon. 29-yard field goal for Los Angeles is good. 3 games, 3 scores right in a row. And I'm looking to see if we got any new scoring numbers as well. That would be 21 if Dallas makes the extra point, 20 if they don't. The extra point for Dallas is up and good. 21 is also off the board. So 3 games, 3 scores right in a row. What a treat for us. That Miami black, one of my favorites. One set I fell in love with when I discovered C.J. Zilligan and all of his creations. All right, let's go to Billy Flagg and Dakota's first offensive possession after Miami drives down the field and scores. This is Billy Flagg going for it all on the first play, and it's caught at the Miami 24, a pickup of 51 yards. Jake Riley with the catch. Dakota quick to answer. What a grab and one-on-one coverage by Jake Riley. Casey Mears hit immediately as Los Angeles' rushing defense has been terrific.
Go! 15 line. 15 line.
Billy Flagg, another catch down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, Dakota.
Let's go. Let's go.
I did so. Over 50 comes off the bingo card. That is Doug Falk getting sacked by Briggs again. Briggs up to 3.5 sacks. Having himself a monster game.
Let's go now. 60 out.
Briggs so far this season
False start, offense.
had
There we go. Set, ready, 50.
Did he have no sacks? 0 sacks coming into this season. He's got 3.5 today. 1st and goal at the 14 after a pre-snap penalty for Dakota. They're not going to get much yards there. 3rd down and 19 coming up for Minnesota at their own 16-yard line. Dallas's defense has started giving the Chippers fits here in the 3rd quarter. Rochester's got a punt. 3rd and long for Minnesota. Just a check down to Dalton Brown. That's not going to do much, and the Chippers are going to have to punt again. The offense stalling out here in the 3rd. 2nd down and goal. Billy Flagg, play action from the 14-yard line. Flagg into the end zone. Pass caught. Touchdown, Dakota. Tony Horn Jr. with the reception. Tony Horn not in the top 25 of receiving yards so far this season, but still a vicious weapon for the Dakota Rhinos as they strike back. That is Horn's 2nd touchdown of the season, so we're tied at 7 in Miami. Dallas is the closest to scoring position. They got a 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Cameron Duty play fake. He's got all day to throw. Duty trying to find someone, uncorks one, had a man wide open and just missed him. Third and 5 for Los Angeles. Ronnie Shanahan down the field, incomplete, and then it was almost caught, and that was also dropped. Jaden Swift, by the way, 154 yards, 10 carries, and 3 touchdowns. Jaden Swift joins Jason Williams and Jupiter Jennings as the only players this season to have 3 rushing touchdowns in a game. I thought Henderson caught that ball. 3rd down and 7, Dallas has a 1st down. Neil Rivers up to the Minnesota 46-yard line. JW, that Horn touchdown yardage was 14. Los Angeles will have to punt. 3:13 to go in the 1st half. It is 3-0. LA on top of Rochester. Vegas and Chicago kicking off in 9 minutes. Handoff, Beletsky. That will pick up a couple more. 33 yards on his first 6 carries, and they've been trying to run him a lot early on in the ball game. Jaden Swift, another carry. Minnesota all over that one. 2nd and 10 coming up for Dallas. 5:38 to go in the 1st for Miami. 7-7. Rob Crone drops to throw. Beletsky in the flat. That got a couple. Matt Wilson to the sideline and almost intercepted. Handoff Jaden Swift. He's going nowhere fast. It'll be 3rd down and long for Dallas as Minnesota finally starting to figure out Jaden Swift. Randy Tremaine's first tackle of the day. Matt Wilson on a 2nd and 10 from his own 7-yard line. Jump ball incomplete for Miami. Wilson into the flat. It's going to be third down there, and it's fourth down now for Miami as Terrell Cooper was unable to come up with that contested catch. 3rd and 11, screen pass Dallas, and Jeff Wells is dragged down. That's Tremaine again making a terrific play. Will force a fourth down for Dallas. How about Evan Wood, another catch for Rochester? He has been their primary weapon so far today, and Wilson is now 5 of 10. Wood has 2 catches for 38 yards. Mia doesn't like my swirly hair. That's the worst news I've received all day. That makes me a sad panda. Dallas boots it away. That one is going to die at the 9, and it is going to roll to the 7-yard line. Matt Wilson to the sideline. That's caught at the 41. Wilson now 6 of 11. Dejan Wright with the catch. 2-minute warning in Los Angeles. Down the sideline. Liam Seitz to the 49-yard line. And Billy Flagg, 4 of 4 for 108 yards. Dumps that one off to Seitz. Can we get another look at that at the bottom of the screen, please? It's not the angle we wanted. Falk floats one to the sideline. Dangerous ball. That's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Dakota now at midfield. Crazy catch, says Ron Haynes. I would agree. Billy Flagg is sacked in the backfield. Dexter Murdoch, who was firing up the crowd in the pregame, gets a sack. That's a first down. Wilson over the middle to the 40-yard line of Los Angeles. That is Justin Reside, and Reside cut across the defender's line of sight just in time before that was an interception. 3rd down and 9 at the 8-yard line. Minnesota can't get out of inside their own 20 here in the 3rd quarter. Field position has been terrible. Falk is sacked. It is not a safety. Ryan Van Holten, he is marked down at the 1-yard line. Evan Wood with another catch. 1st and goal at the 6 for Rochester. They are the closest to scoring position, and I think Minnesota is very fortunate that that was not called a safety. I'm not really sure how that's not a safety. So now Minnesota has even less space in the end zone to get this punt away. And again, they came after it but couldn't get to it. 1st and goal at the 6. Wilson takes a check down. That is incomplete, and it's wise that it was. That was going to lose 4 yards. And once again, Dallas has terrific field position. The entire 3rd quarter has been played on this side of the field. Jesse Fretz with a $10 super chat. Don't let them talk you into walking into the barber shop. Your mane is majestic. Thank you, good sir. A 6-yard touchdown. Rochester takes the lead. Dejan Wright with the score. As Billy Flagg looked to take off and run, and Miami got the stop. But how about Wilson and the Pioneers offense? A double move from Dejan Wright. In for 6, and Rochester takes the lead on the road. A 3rd down and 8 coming up after Jaden Swift is dropped for a loss. Jaden Swift has really had some trouble in the 2nd quarter. Rochester's kick is good. No new numbers there, as 6 and 7 are the 2 that come off the board for that score. 7-7 Miami Dakota. 7-3 Rochester Los Angeles. 21-13 Dallas over Minnesota. 3 one-possession games as Vegas and Chicago about to kick off in 4 minutes. Cameron Duty dropping a throw. I don't know where he's looking, and Rashad Lockley was wide open. Duty and Lockley just can't get on the same page this season. Duty now 8 of 16. All right, let's go to, let's see, I guess Dallas is the closest to scoring position here. Miami's got the ball up to their 38-yard line. Crone now 6 of 7. Terrell Cooper's been busy. Oh, no, actually Dallas is going to punt on 4th down and 8, so we'll go to Miami at their own 38-yard line, the team closest to scoring position. Minnesota again will start a drive inside their own 20 as that punt goes down to the 12. Appreciate that, Jesse. We worked very hard in the offseason to give you the very best. 1 minute to go in the first half. This is Shanahan dropping a throw, dumps that one off short to the 31-yard line. Rob Crone, play action. Crone looking, has all kinds of time. Now going to take off and run. Not normally a runner. Picks up 6 yards to the 44. Doug Falk is 25 of 29. Michael Joseph just caught his 8th ball of the night with 1:20 to go in the third quarter. This is Ronnie Shanahan floating that one to the sideline. That is caught to the Rochester 48-yard line, and a timeout Los Angeles as they look for more points before the end of the first half. Crone throws to the sideline. That's complete near a first down. Another catch in the flat for A.J. Price. Gets a couple for Minnesota. It will be a 3rd down and 1 for Miami. The ball never crossed the line. Bunch to the left for the Pirates. 3rd and 1, the handoff to Beletsky. He gets blown up in the backfield at the 45-yard line. Cameron Duty would say he got obliterated. Nuke Raiden in the backfield will set up a 4th down. Man, Nuke Raiden. Oh, the forearm is a weapon of mass destruction. And Miami will have to punt when they start the second quarter. And we're at the end of the third quarter in Minnesota, where Dallas protects a 21-13 lead. Let's go to Los Angeles as they've got 26 seconds to go in the second quarter. Shanahan cannot get the ball out of bounds. They only have 1 timeout left, so a 10-second runoff for Los Angeles. Down to 14 seconds left. Shanahan down to 10, down to 9. Ronnie Shanahan looking. Shanahan looking. Shanahan lost the ball. It cannot be advanced by anyone but Shanahan. Cornish with the second sack. The ball was picked up at the 42-yard line, meaning that Los Angeles is now out of field goal range because of the Cornish sack. It'd be a 59-yarder from here, as we've now reached 50 viewers here on the Game Day Gauntlet. Thanks for your support on a Wednesday evening. So now Los Angeles has to go for it with 4 seconds left. Minnesota again having to punt in their own territory in the second half. Al Ingram gets the dump off, and that is the end of the first half for Los Angeles. It ends in a whimper. Dallas is going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line as Minnesota has stalled out like Hurricane Harvey over Houston. We go to Dakota now, who's inside their 10. Doug Day has been quiet. Billy Flagg is 6 of 6 for 115 yards, however, and that's Day's first catch for 2 yards. There goes Jaden Swift again. Swift has been unstoppable for most of this game. 168 yards and 3 touchdowns for Jaden Swift on just 15 carries. And we're ready to go in the quad box. Keep an eye on your bingo numbers. They will return. Vegas and Chicago getting underway in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as Flagg floats that out to the 24-yard line. And for the next 40 minutes approximately, you're going to have 4 games on your screen as the Game Day Gauntlet hits its peak. Salt Lake and New Orleans will be our final kickoff coming up in about 19 minutes. We have a 21-13 game in Minnesota, a 7-3 game in Los Angeles, a 7-7 tie in Miami, and we're just getting underway in Chicago. Cameron Duty is sacked by Boyd. 3rd and 16 coming up for Dallas as Minnesota's defense trying to stand tall. Billy Flagg with his second run of 15 yards has a Dakota first down. So Vegas boots it away. Chicago's Adam Wiseman is their quarterback. He's been playing some pretty good ball. 1,610 yards, 3rd down and 16. Rashad Lockley got very close to the first down, but he's 2 yards short. Flagg's pass is caught for a first down into Miami territory. Adam Wiseman, 1,610 yards, 8 touchdowns, but he does have 6 picks. Start of the second half in Los Angeles. The Aztecs will get the football. So far, Rochester has played their game A 7-3 game. Dallas is going to have to punt. But again, Minnesota is going to be pinned inside their own 20. This might be the 4th straight. However, the punt is shanked out of bounds, and finally Minnesota gets a little bit of a break with 9:35 to go in the 4th quarter. Blitz picked up from Miami, and Billy Flagg airmails that out of bounds. That's his first incompletion. 3rd down and 8 coming up for Los Angeles. Joe Allen makes the tackle. Keep your ears open. We'll be updating you on the bingo numbers as new numbers come around. That is a 1st down for Minnesota, caught on the sideline by Rowland, who's got 6 catches for 78 yards. It'll be a 3rd down and 5 coming up for Dakota. And Mac Anthony, I can guarantee you that the fullback is out there in his first start for Vegas, so we got that all fixed up. Billy Flat Rochester could not save it from going. Actually, that was a pass that was nearly intercepted going to the end zone. Billy Flagg now up to 27 yards on 3 carries as Tyler Falk makes another catch for Minnesota, pick up of 4 yards. This was a deep bomb. It was knocked up in the air. Rochester actually almost had the interception. Looking for Scorch Henderson.
Here we go, set, 60 or.
Yeah, that ball just got punched out. Tyler Falk's got another Minnesota 1st down. Draw play, Liam Seitz. As Wiseman's pass is caught to the 37-yard line. Rochester almost blocked the punt. As the Pioneers get another stop, and the punt's going to drift into the end zone. That is Doug Falk on a carry. And then Mike Coco near a 1st down. Got a 3-yard run. 3rd down and 1 coming up for Dakota. That game had 2 touchdowns on the opening 2 possessions, but neither team has scored since. A 7-7 ball game. Pre-snap penalty on Chicago. Rochester flips that one out to Dijon Swan, and Swan only picks up a yard. That is a touchdown from, I believe, 17 yards out. J.R. Lyons with the score. And Dakota takes a 6-point lead. That is Lyons, right? No, that's Higbee. Tyler Falk is open again. Minnesota is driving down the field to the Dallas 19-yard line, and offside on a delay of game, my goodness. On Rochester now, 2nd down and 14. Tyler Falk has taken over the 4th quarter as Minnesota finally into Dallas territory. Looking to double check. Yes, that was a 17-yard run for Dakota. So 17 comes off the board. It is the only number that has come off the board since we hit the quad box. Now a face mask on Dallas is going to put Minnesota half the distance to the goal at the 10-yard line. That's on Ryan Van Holten. They're on 3rd down and 12. Cameron Bumpers with the sack for Vegas. That's going to set up a 4th and 20, and Chicago's going to have to punt. Matt Wilson down the sideline. A pickup of 31 yards. A little floater fade to Dejon right down the sideline. 1st and 10 at the 10. Minnesota's got the ball down to the 2. 2nd and goal at the 2 for Minnesota. Now up to 303 total yards. That was a pretty ball from Wilson. Upper right-hand corner of the screen as Rochester looks to expand their lead. Beletsky on the carry. Only got 1. This is Casey Mears around the left side. How about Rochester right now? Up 7-3 and driving with 8:09 to go in the 3rd. 2nd and goal at the 2. Doug Falk looking for a score and is going to be thrown down and sacked. DJ Kilgannon with the takedown. 3rd and goal at the 10 coming up for Minnesota. This is Jack Nitro breaking out of a tackle for Vegas, picking up 7 yards. Now Doug Falk on a 3rd down and goal, going to take a check down, and that's not going to do much of anything. Minnesota's going to have to kick the field goal. Rob Crone dropping a throw for Miami. That pass is incomplete on 3rd and 4, and Dakota gets another stop. Buck Wild was the intended target. He's been pretty quiet. Jack Nitro on the carry, going to set up a 3rd down and short for Vegas. Right now, we are watching Minnesota trailing 21-13, looking for their first second half points, and it looks like they're going to get a field goal out of this drive. So Miami's got a punt. Wilson dropping a throw. Wilson's pass is intercepted. Picked off by Rain Rie. Rie taking it all the way, and Los Angeles takes the lead. Wow. Rochester has everything going for them. And Wilson threw it right to him. That's an over 50 pick six for Rain Rie. Vegas is going to have to punt as they fail to convert on their first series of downs. That was a 25-yard field goal for Minnesota, and they make it 16. So 17, 25, 16, the numbers off the board since we hit the quad box. The extra point for Los Angeles is good. 10-7 Aztecs. 21-16 Talons, 14-7 Rhinos, scoreless in Chicago. Four carries, 43 yards so far for Jason Williams for Chicago. Billy Flagg on a play fake. He's got a first down for Dakota at the 44-yard line. 4:54 to go in Minnesota. That is the game with the least amount of time remaining. Jaden Swift on the carry, now 178 yards on 17 carries. Toss play, Mears. Casey Mears picks up just 2. Handoff, Liam Seitz to the Miami 48-yard line. 3rd down and 1 coming up for Dakota. First down, fresh set of downs for Dallas, but Swift is dropped in the backfield. 3:40 to go. It is crunch time for Minnesota's defense. Randy Tremaine with his second TFL. Minnesota's got to get off the field. Chicago is at the 19-yard line of Vegas in the red zone. Wiseman's pass is caught. That is a floater into the end zone for Dakota, incomplete. Wiseman now 4 of 6. That's Marion with the catch. First down and goal at the 3-yard line. And another pre-snap penalty on Rochester. I think that's their 3rd of the day. Toss play, Jaden Swift to the outside. Swift to the 40 as he looked for space. 3rd down and 7 to go for Dallas. Robert Brady, it is the same card. You're looking for the letter T, and all the numbers today are fresh. Dakota's going to punt on 4th down and 1. 3rd down and 7 for Cameron Duty. Going to set up a screen. There is a penalty marker on the play. If it's on Dallas, it's not going to matter. It is a hold, and Minnesota gets a stop with 2:33 to go. Bergston called for the hold, and Minnesota does get the stop they were looking for. 3rd down and 15 for Matt Wilson. That pass nearly intercepted by Wiseman. Wilson got to get rid of it. Ball deep down the field. That pass is incomplete. Dallas's punt is going to pin Minnesota at the 1-yard line. So the Chippers are going to have to drive 99 yards. They only have 1 touchdown today. Wiseman on a 3rd and goal from the 3. His pass into the end zone. That should have been picked by Vegas, but it is knocked down. So a 20-yard field goal coming up for Chicago. Could get 20 off the board. Rochester going to have to punt it away, trailing 10-7. They've lost all momentum since the pick 6. Minnesota is at their 1-yard line as LA's got a great punt return all the way up to the 48. Handoff to Rob Noel to start the drive, gives him some breathing room at the 7-yard line. Bullet Boletsky, since those first few carries, has been brutalized in the backfield. He has really struggled to get going. That's a loss of 2, so a 2nd down and 12. The 20-yard field goal for Chicago is good, so 20 is a new number. Doug Falk's got a 1st down to Rob Noel up to the 25-yard line. Since the quad box, 17, 25, 16, and 20 have been called. We have the 2-minute warning in Miami. LA's got the ball with a 1st down into Rochester territory. That's McKay Breeze with the catch on the sideline. This is Doug Falk firing that complete to the 35, 153 and counting. Minnesota protecting all 3 of their timeouts. Doug Falk now 34 of 39 passing. Rob Crone, beautiful ball. There's a fumble on the sideline. Buck Wild with the catch, but the ball goes out of bounds. So Miami will retain possession at the 49. Vegas holds to a field goal. They'll get the football back down 3-0, but here goes Tyler Falk down the field to the Dallas 43-yard line with 1:30 to go and counting. 362 yards for Minnesota today offensively. They have looked much better throughout the day, but they are still trailing. 4:35 to go in the 3rd. Los Angeles is nearing the red zone. There's a booth review in Miami. This is Doug Falk to the sideline. That is complete. Rolling down to the Dallas 26-yard line with 1:14 to play. The review is for the fumble. It does look like Buck Wild's elbow was down, but it's not going to matter much. 23-yard reception for clutch grab as Vegas is to midfield. Shanahan on a 2nd down and 10, throws it into the flat. That picks up a few. 3rd and 5 coming up for Los Angeles. No huddle for Miami with 1:50 to go in the 1st half, trailing 14-7. Rob Crone dropping to throw. Crone will take the check down. Has Boletsky one-on-one, who manages to break a tackle and get near a 1st down. Falk, 1:10 to go, fires over the middle of the field. That pass is incomplete with 1:08 to go. Los Angeles is in the red zone, 3:18 to go in the 3rd. Lars Bazar, 4th catch for 17 yards. Jack Nitro's got a 9-yard pickup for the Vegas offense, who's across the 50. Crone, 1:20 to go, wide open over the middle down to the 10-yard line. Bovine Jr., 1:05 to go. Doug Falk to pass. That pass is caught inside the 10. Moody down to the 5-yard line. A minute to go. Minnesota's down 5. They are 5 yards away from taking the lead. Foxworth on the stop. 1st and 10 to the 14-yard line. This is Ingram only getting 3 for Los Angeles. 45 seconds to go. Doug Falk back to pass. Falk with a clean pocket into the end zone. That one almost intercepted. 1:03 to go in the 1st half. Rob Crone 10 yards out. Fires short down to the 5. Yak Yards gets him to the 4. 55 seconds to go. Shanahan down to about the 5-yard line. That is Henderson just short of the 1st down. 2nd and goal, 40 seconds to go for Minnesota. Falk straight back. Doug Falk looking. Doug Falk firing into the end zone. Tyler, touchdown Minnesota. They take the lead. Bullet Boletsky down to the 2-yard line. 35 seconds to go. 3rd down and 1. Ronnie Shanahan looking, almost sacked. The lineman almost knocked him over, and then he gets taken down to the 12. Palmer with the sack. It's going to be 4th down Los Angeles. 3rd down and 2 for Miami. At the 2-yard line, handoff Boletsky. He will be stopped. No gain at the 1-yard line. Minnesota going for 2. It's 4th and 1 Miami. What are they going to do? 2-point conversion for the Chippers to try to go up 3. Doug Falk into the end zone. And the 2-point conversion is good. Minnesota takes a 3-point lead on Dallas with 36 seconds to go in the ball game. A 9-play, 99-yard drive for Minnesota. Incredible. A 29-yard field goal attempt for LA coming. 29 and 13 already off the board. That field goal was good with 1:09 to go in the 3rd. And with 4 seconds left, it's going to be an 18-yard field goal for Miami to make it 14-10 going into the locker room. That kick is good, so 18 is off the board. Since we got into the quad box, 17, 25, 16, 20, and 18 off the board. We also might have had a 5. on that touchdown throw in the melee. We have 24 off the board as well. And Cameron Duty to the sideline. It's incomplete. 30 seconds left. Dallas needs the 43-yard line of Minnesota for a score. And that was a 5-yard touchdown for Minnesota. The LA field goal had 2 numbers already off the board. Let's go 30 seconds to Dallas here. 24-21, Minnesota on top of Dallas. That pass to the sideline is caught at the Minnesota 48. With 25 seconds to go, Dallas is not dead yet. That ball on the sideline to Miles Savage, who's been very quiet today, as Chicago's got a first down now to the 36-yard line. Another catch for K. Marion, one of the top 5 receivers in the league. A 3rd down and 9 coming up for Rochester with 33 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. 25 seconds to go for Dallas. This is Cameron Duty over the middle of the field. It is caught into field goal range. And still 2 timeouts and 19 seconds left for Dallas. They can still win this thing. The 3rd catch for Jeff Wells. Now 3 catches for 21 yards for Wells.
Ready up. 54, right there. 54, Mike.
Start of the second half in Miami. 14-10 Dakota. Cameron Duty dropping to throw. Duty going to take off and run. Down to 12 seconds to go. Duty inside the 10. Don't cough it up. Timeout. Dallas. End of the 3rd quarter in Los Angeles. 13-7 Aztecs. The pick 6 from Rain Rie, the difference. 1 timeout and 10 seconds left now for Dallas. A 10-yard touchdown would win it for the Talons. In unreal fashion, they could kick a field goal. That might take us to overtime. Matt Wilson's pass is nearly intercepted. That was a dangerous ball. 10 seconds to go in Minnesota. Cameron Duty dropping to throw. Duty into the end zone. Pass is caught, but the receiver was out of the back. 5 seconds left. I think Dallas has to kick. Wilson's pass is complete to Swan, or check that, to Wright. And it was Dallas kicking the field goal. That was from 27 yards out, so 27 is a new number. We are tied in Minnesota. Now, Salt Lake and New Orleans is kicking off in about 15 seconds, but we've got a tie game in our first game of the block with 2 seconds to go, so we can't go away from it. We'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted on what's going on between New Orleans and Salt Lake, if we can. Working on things behind the scenes. We might have to catch up on that game over there, but we're going to keep you posted. This is the final play of regulation. Dallas forces overtime. Unbelievable. We have extra football in Minnesota, 24-24. All right, we're trying to catch up on a flurry of activity here as Chicago has the ball, 3rd and 8 at the 9. Cameron Bumpers just got a sack. Rochester is in Los Angeles territory, and that completion is down to the 12-yard line. They trail 13-7. Miami is backed up at their own 7-yard line as Rob Crone has a completion. I believe that'll be good enough for a first down, maybe just a little short. It looks like Minnesota wins the toss. Again, a refresher on overtime rules in the UFL. It's our 3rd in as many weeks. That is if you score a touchdown on the opening possession, you win the game. outright if you, as Crone takes a sack on 2nd and short. If you get a field goal or turn it over, any points will win on the ensuing possession for your opponent. Wilson on a 1st down and 10, going to be sacked from the blind side. Cameron Curse with the takedown. Again, we're monitoring Salt Lake and New Orleans, which is underway. And we're going to have to catch up to Salt Lake and New Orleans once Dallas and Minnesota has concluded. So we're keeping an eye on that one here at VFN headquarters. There was another field goal there from Chicago. I got to see if that was a 23 or 24-yard kick. Second and 17. Rochester continues to go backwards. It was officially a 24-yard field goal, so nothing new there in Chicago, Vegas. That is a 6-0 game on 3rd down and 1. Minnesota converts 39 of 47 today for Doug Falk. And the drive continues for Minnesota to open overtime. Matt Wilson dumps that one off short to the 15. It's going to be 4th down. And I think Rochester's going to have to settle for a field goal. That would be a 28-yard field goal. 8:30 to go in the first half. Vegas trails 6-0. 2nd down for Minnesota. So a 28-yard field goal now for Rochester. That kick is good. Since we hit the double box, your numbers is Crone. Oh, that pass was dropped. Bovine was wide open. Illegal touching for Vegas. That's an interesting call. Numbers called since the quad box as we watch Doug Falk on 3rd down and 9 convert the 1st down. Minnesota's down to the Dallas 35-yard line. Doug Falk's 40th completion today. Michael Joseph with the catch. 17-25, 16-20, 18-5, 27, and 28 have been called since we hit the quad box. Passes complete. Doug Falk's 40 completed passes is the most by any quarterback this season. Rob Crone hits Buck Wild down to the 24-yard line. Miami's on the move. Down 4. Doug Falk this time on a smoke breaks a tackle. Falk down to the Dallas 25-yard line. Again, a touchdown wins it in Minnesota. Salt Lake is at the New Orleans 33-yard line on their opening drive, and they just completed one into the red zone on the sideline. Minnesota can win it with a touchdown. Look at Tyler Falk in the open field. Get off me, Foxworth. Boletsky on the carry. 6:30 to go in the 3rd quarter as Miami drives to try to take the lead. 7:15 to go in the 4th quarter. Rochester rather needs a stop. They're not going to get it there. This is Doug Falk down to the 8-yard line. 452 yards. That is the 8th catch for LaBrice Rowland. 41 completions, a UFL season record. Rob Crone dropping a throw. That pass is complete down to the 10. 1st and goal coming up for Miami. Doug Falk's got to get rid of it. Does. That pass is incomplete. 2nd down and goal at the 8. Salt Lake on their opening possession has a 2nd and 11 from the 18-yard line, and Jay Carter's pass is complete. That pass is caught by Mia Pangori. Touchdown off screen. I think for the first time in Gauntlet this season, that's an 18-yard catch for Mia Pangori. Salt Lake takes a 6-0 lead, and Doug Falk just took a sack. DJ Kilgannon, 3rd down and goal at the 19-yard line. Every time Champion says Dallas's defense has left the chat, they do something great. Shanahan on a first down and 10 at the 36. And was that a catch? That's ruled a catch for Al Ingram. The extra point for Salt Lake is good.
18 Gator, 54, Mike, cut. Big grip, big grip.
I got to double check that yardage.
Y'all playing the wrong football.
Rob Crone. Yeah, Jeff Briggs just came up with another sack. Pfister just got a sack for Dakota. Third down and goal coming up at the 18-yard line. Yeah, the Pangori touchdown was from 18 yards out. That's already off the board. Vegas is going to get the ball back. A very low-scoring game in Chicago, 6-0. The Pfister with the sack was Mordecai Pfister for Dakota. Those all-whites not doing the Pfisters much in the slimming department. Minnesota ends up having to kick a field goal after 2 sacks in goal-to-go situation. The 44-yarder is good for Minnesota. 44 is a new number off the board, and the Chippers cannot seal the deal. That is a Tiberius Bovine touchdown, and Miami has taken the lead. The best drive of the day from Miami's offense. And apologies to Miss Mia for we got so many games going on in Dakota and Minnesota. That was an 18-yard touchdown for Bovine, by the way. Minnesota and Dallas in overtime. But we'll show you the touchdown from Salt Lake and New Orleans as we kind of fast forward on your screen and get you caught up on the action that you missed. The extra point is good for Miami. So that's 17-14 Pirates with 4:15 to go in the third quarter. So now Dallas can win the game with a touchdown. They play on if they're able to get a field goal. And if Dallas does not score on this possession, the Minnesota Chippers will pull off an upset and snap a 4-game losing streak. This is Los Angeles, 17-yard touchdown for Al Ingram III, and LA expands their lead 19-10 with 3:33 to go in the fourth quarter. Cameron Duty on a first down and 10. He is sacked. Frank Castle's first play of the day. Worth noting, a loss of 9 on the play will back Dallas up inside their own 20-yard line. Al Ingram knocked out the pylon cam. New Orleans has the football about midfield. 6:55 to go in the first quarter there. Salt Lake up top on New Orleans, 7-0. 6 minutes to go in overtime between Dallas and Minnesota, 27-24. Chippers on top of the Talons. Vegas has to punt. Their offense still struggling, and Duty is sacked again. Joseph Alexis. How about the two star players on the Minnesota Chippers defensive front haven't done anything all day long. They get back-to-back sacks, and Dallas is now third and very long to try to stay alive in this ball game. 3:33 left in the fourth. Los Angeles is up 10. Rochester needs a miracle. Billy Flagg, play action, wide open. Tony Horn Jr. down the sideline. He's going to score. 78-yard touchdown, Dakota. The Dakota Rhinos go back up with a 78-yard strike. That is Billy Flagg's longest touchdown of the season. Just like that, Dakota takes the lead. 4th and 30 for Dallas. They need a miracle. Cameron Duty is going to be dropped for a safety. And that's how it ends in Minnesota. Frank Castle with the safety. The Chippers revitalize their offense, come from behind, and beat the Dallas Talons and stop Dallas's 3-game win streak in its tracks. Rochester's got a first down into Los Angeles territory, and we now will join Minnesota and New Orleans in progress. We're going to, let's see what we got here. We're going to show you the Mia Pangori touchdown that we missed. 8:19 to go in the first quarter of that one. And there it is. The 18-yard strike to Mia Pangori is the score for Salt Lake. And we actually just missed a score from New Orleans. We'll get that to you shortly as we wind through the footage here. You can see New Orleans on the move. It's very unusual that we're not able to show you every touchdown from every game live here on the Game Day Gauntlet. Rochester is inside the 20-yard line, down to the 14-yard line. No quit in the Pioneers with 2:05 to go in the quarter. We're going to show you this New Orleans touchdown, first and goal at the 4. That was a handoff to Ray Chapatulis, and there is the score. So 7-7 is your score. Between New Orleans and Salt Lake, and that kickoff is away. 4:06 to go now in the first quarter. We join that game live now and in progress. Matt Wilson's got a 1st and 10 under 2 minutes to go, and he is sacked. Musis with the takedown. 1.5 sacks for him, 148 and counting for Rochester.
On the ball, come on. Ready?
It does not count as a 2. This is a floater from Wilson that goes out of the back of the end zone. It does not count as a 2, similar to a touchdown does not count as a 6. Only the score counts, and 29 was already off the board. Vegas should have had a pick 6 right there, and Adam Wiseman is now 9 of 20. Another defensive stop for Vegas, and Matt Wilson just threw that one into a crowd. Miami's got a first down on a 3rd and 10. It's 4th and 21 for Rochester. They're going to have to kick the field goal and play defense. It'll be a 42-yard field goal for the Pioneers. Jay Carter is sacked for Salt Lake. Oh yeah, every touchdown from every game. That's a good idea, Memphis. At the end of the broadcast, that would be a lot of fun. 42-yard field goal for Rochester. That kick is good. So we've got our third 40 off the board today. 42 is the number called. And since we have hit the double box, your numbers are 17-25, 16-20, 18-5, 27-28, 44, and 42. Since we hit the quad box, I should say. Just to set the stage again, because we had all the drama in the world you could ask for in the Minnesota win over Dallas, 29-24. Jay Carter lets it rip down the sideline. Oh my goodness, that was caught at the New Orleans 36. That is unbelievable. Oh, a one-handed catch at the 27. Ethan Flowers, bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Rochester, upper right-hand corner, going for the onside kick. Flowers, what a catch. LA recovers the onside kick. Rochester's going to need a 3-and-out. Salt Lake also converted a pass into New Orleans territory. Jay Carter now taking off and running, trying to escape the defender, and he cannot do it. Sack for Anthony. Bonus points for the hustle. Mac Chima, after the brilliant catch from Flowers, now has the ball down to the Chicago 24. There's 40 seconds and all 3 timeouts left for the Devils. The Magician does it again. 2 has not been called. Billy Flagg, 11 of 15 for 256. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Mac Chima down to the 12-yard line. Timeout by Rochester and Vegas, simultaneously on the right-hand side of the screen. And Vegas, I believe for the first time today, is in the red zone. There is a Chris Allure touchdown run, but we have a flag on the play. A block in the back on Salt Lake, so the touchdown is coming way back. 2nd down and 11 for Los Angeles. Rochester gets the stop. Mac Chima back to throw. He's going to be sacked at the 23-yard line. End of the third quarter in Miami. 21-17, Pirates trail the Rhinos by 4. They've got the football. 7-7 in New Orleans. 20-13, Los Angeles over Rochester. 6-0 Chicago over Vegas.
Ready.
I don't know that any game we've had today has been a difference of 10 points. Outside of LA leading Rochester briefly 20-10. Shanahan going to go play action on third down. That pass is knocked away and incomplete. Rochester gets the stop. So the Pioneers have some more life. Now it's 1st and goal for Vegas at the 2. David Glidden with the catch. But the Vegas is going to run out of time. Down to 5 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll see if Vegas goes for the gusto and goes for it. Or if they just take the points and kick the field goal. Jay Carter deep down the field for Salt Lake overshot everybody. And Rochester is going to get the ball at the 20-yard line. Vegas is going to go for it. 1st and goal at the 2, 5 seconds left. It's going to be Chima throwing. Chima end zone pass is caught, but it's out of the back of the end zone. Now there's 1 second left. Matt Wilson, 23 of 34, 282 yards, a touchdown and a pick. He needs 80 yards in 1 minute and 5 seconds with just 1 timeout. 2nd and goal, 1 second left. Rochester's pass is complete, but Chima's looking for a touchdown, and he's got it! A 2-yard score. Vegas overcomes their red zone deficiencies from last week. David Glidden with the touchdown as time expires. Vegas goes bold and ties the game at 6. 26 has not been called. Correct. 29 is the number that counts. 50 seconds to go in Los Angeles.
Faster.
20-13, Los Angeles leading Rochester. Matt Wilson dropping a throw down the sideline. He's caught at the 39-yard line. Dejon Wright's 10th reception, 300 passing yards for Rochester in the ball game. Vegas takes a 7-6 lead into the locker room. And the 2 comes off the board for bingo for those that were wanting that 2. 35 seconds left for Rochester, down by 7. And it's Wilson to the sideline, to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal. Najee Anderson from 33 yards away. Miami's got a 1st down, down 4 at the Dakota 35, but now it's a 1st and goal for Rochester. Crone is sacked. That is Pfister's 3rd of the ball game. 1st and goal, 29 seconds to go for Rochester. Still 1 timeout in the back pocket. That pass is almost intercepted. 25 seconds to go in Rochester. Top right-hand corner is your pressure point. Los Angeles leads the Pioneers 20-13. Shotgun for Matt Wilson, 4 in the pattern. Wilson, clean pocket, end zone, touchdown Rochester. 21 seconds left. Evan Wood, 1 point away from a tie. And we got to get the yardage. That was, I believe, 7 yards away. Evan Wood with the game-tying touchdown, extra point pending. It was a 7-yard score. What a drive from Rochester from 80 yards away. 21 seconds to go. The extra point is blocked. It's blocked by Los Angeles. Oh, that did not just happen for the Pioneers. No! The winless Pioneers get the extra point blocked. And they trail by 1. Oh, you can't make it up. Wow. Speechless. Another third down stop for Dakota with 8:20 to go in the fourth, and the Rhinos are going to get the football back at the 20-yard line. Onside kick again for Rochester. They have no choice. It is ball bobbled around, but Los Angeles recovers. Wow. Chris Allure on the carry for Salt Lake. 11 minutes to go in the first half there. We are tied at 7. Mia Pangori and Ray Chapatulis, two of the finest ladies in the UFL, with touchdowns in that ball game. And it looks like victory formation is coming for Los Angeles, winning it on a blocked extra point. In the last 3 weeks, Rochester has lost to New York 16-11, Dakota 20-17, and now Los Angeles 20-19. Vegas leads Chicago 7-6 with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter, thanks to their red zone touchdown, with 1 second to go in the first half. Dakota has a third down and 12 with 7:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Miami desperate for a stop. This is flag, a dangerous ball that was nearly intercepted, and Miami does get that stop. Jay Carter on the run for Salt Lake. Got a few. And the final victory formation for Los Angeles is in the books. By the way, 19 becomes a number off the board because of the blocked extra point. So a new bingo number there. And that is a final. Los Angeles 20, Rochester 19. Sauce K was the man on the deep shot from Jay Carter. That pass is incomplete. Rob Crone today, 23 of 27 for 273 yards. 2 touchdowns and no picks. A near perfect day, yet Miami trails by 4 to Dakota with 7:27 to go in the fourth quarter. And Rob Crone over the middle. That pass is incomplete. I just jinxed him. Vegas is across the 50 as they start the third quarter there in Chicago. The 2-3 Dragons, the 1-4 Devils. Vegas feels Rochester's pain. Crone, beautiful pass, hit as he threw. Buck Wild still on his feet down to the Dakota 32-yard line. Just 133 passing yards for Los Angeles in the victory, and they were second in the league in pass yards per game coming in. Pangori with the catch for Salt Lake down to the, no, check that. That was, I think that was Neely with the catch for Salt Lake. Rochester will try again next week. Wilson 28 of 40 for 363 yards. What else can you do? No, it cannot also be a lowercase t. Good try. Oh, Dakota with a pick. Jacob Morrison with a beautiful interception. Chris Allure inside the 10-yard line down to the 6. Look at this again, bottom left-hand corner, Morrison. Oh, that's great camera work. Morrison, what a beautiful interception. And there's your updated numbers on the screen. That is the first turnover of the game between Miami and Dakota. As Chima connects inside the 20-yard line. Now Liam Seitz takes over. Morrison with one of the best picks you'll see this season. Hand off to Chris Allure, 6 yards out. Touchdown, Salt Lake. 330 to 326 is the total yardage in favor of Dakota over Miami. Great blitz pickup there from Dakota's front, and Billy Flagg is off to the races. Breaks a tackle, gets all the way down to the Miami 41-yard line. 64 yards on 5 carries. As the extra point is good for Salt Lake, they take a 14-7 lead in New Orleans. A 3rd down and 5 coming up at the 15-yard line for Vegas, up 7-6. This is Chima, and he'll take a check down. That's a mess. That's actually a loss of 4. That'll make it a 37-yard field goal for Vegas. That would be a new number off the board. I think that was an offside on Miami. 37-yard field goal for Vegas. That kick is good. So 37 is your next number off the board. As letter T gets you the win today, Liam Seitz is pushing for the first down. And he's going to be just short with 5.5 to go in the ball game. We've had 28 called numbers. Here today on the Gauntlet. Hand off to Liam Seitz. He's got a first down at the Miami 22-yard line. And let's go there, as Dakota is the closest to scoring position with 4:52 to go in the fourth quarter. (10-6) Vegas on top of Chicago. Emmanuel Blackman dropping a throw. Blackman is sacked. That's a loss of 10. Malone with the takedown. 3rd and 13 coming up for New Orleans. Right now, the pressure point is at the bottom of the screen with 4:35 to go in the fourth quarter, and Liam Seitz has another first down to the 12. Dakota is up 4 as Miami is in desperate need of the football back. Mac Chima may have gotten a bingo. What's your card, Mac? I'll take a look for you. I think that is a first down for Dakota. First down, New Orleans, up to the 44-yard line. Blackman 7 of 9 for 93 yards. Handoff, Jason Williams, a lot of space for Chicago. Getting 12, 97 yards on 14 carries today. Look at the hole up the middle for Liam Seitz. And Dakota is wearing Miami out, down to 3:18 to go in the fourth quarter. A fast-moving fourth quarter between Dakota and Miami. Blackman hands it off to Ray Chapatulis. 6 carries, 36 yards as that game is midway through the second quarter. 10-6, Vegas on top by 4. Chicago's got the ball at their own 33-yard line. It was 6-0 Chicago, but Vegas has scored 10 unanswered. First and goal at the 8 for Dakota. Billy Flagg going to throw. Flagg looking to the sideline. That's incomplete. That's going to stop the clock with 2:45 to go. Blackman with a play fake. He delivers down to the Salt Lake 29-yard line. 8 of 10 for 117 yards for Emmanuel Blackman. Michael Osbury with that catch. Adam Wiseman's got a first down to the Vegas 42-yard line. 5 minutes to go in the third. Liam Seitz on the carry down to the 2-yard line. 8 would have been a new number, but not now. Timeout Miami. They are desperate for a goal line stop here. This has been a tremendous drive for Dakota following the Jacob Morrison interception earlier in the quarter. Blackman again inside the 20. First down, New Orleans down to the 11-yard line. This has been a great drive for the Claws. A run inside, got nothing for Dakota. Another timeout Miami. Another great run from Williams. He's over 110 yards today. 4:26 to go in the third. 113 yards on 16 carries for Jason Williams. Can New Orleans punch it in the end zone? 4:03 to go in the first half. Blackman down to the 8-yard line. This is going to be a 4th and goal kick. That is a 19-yard field goal for Dakota to make it 24-17. No new numbers there. So we're watching now Miami get the football back. They did get the goal line stop. They trailed 24-17 with 2:34 to go and down to 1 timeout. 2nd and 7 for Blackman at the 8-yard line of Salt Lake. Emmanuel Blackman checks it down. That pass is caught to the 5-yard line. Again, 8 could have been a score. No longer. From the 5-yard line, Blackman. They are the closest to scoring position. It is Blackman firing short. Down to the 2-yard line. 4th and 1 for New Orleans. Decision time for the Claws. It'd be a 19-yard field goal, which is already off the board. Yeah, JW, I'm thinking that we might need some bonus numbers here. Although if Mac Chima's got a bingo, I can't really justify it. This will be a 19-yard field goal for New Orleans to make it 14-10. That field goal is good. So New Orleans elects to take the points with 2:23 to go in the first quarter. No huddle from Miami. 24 is off the board, but I missed it on the card here. So good call there. We got 2-minute warning in Miami. They're at their own 35-yard line, down 24-17. We've got Chicago in the end zone red zone rather at the 10 with 2:18 to go in the third quarter, trailing 10-6. Rob Crone hit as he threw and sacked. Pierce on a DB blitz makes it 3rd down and 16 and puts Miami in the danger zone. No huddle for Miami on 3rd down and 16. We're checking in on Chicago's red zone trip. Crone's pass on 3rd and 16 is 2 yards short of the stick. So 4th and 2 at the 42 coming up. That's Terrell Cooper's 5th grab. It is 4th and 2 Chicago at the 5. That would be a 22-yard field goal for the Dragons if they elect to kick it, which would be a new number. Good catch by Marion. Now there's a booth review on the Miami catch on the sideline, and Chicago will elect to kick the 22-yard field goal. So a 22-yarder would make it 10-9, and that kick is good. 22-9 off the board as Chicago makes it a 10-9 ball game. Vegas protecting a 1-point lead as Jay Carter dumps that one off short. By the way, the catch stood, and Miami now has a 4th and 2 at the 42-yard line to keep the game alive. 1:36 to go. Rob Crone fires. That pass is caught. Open down to the Dakota 43. Miami converts the 4th down, and the drive continues.
Hey, let's go.
This is Crone down to the 40-yard line, 39-yard line. 1:10 to go in the 4th. Jay Carter dropping a pass that is complete to the 49, 1:12 to go. Still have 3 quarters and change of UFL football here on the Gauntlet. That pass is caught down to the 29-yard line. 53 seconds to go for Miami as they try to go and tie the game, which Matt Wilson and, Dallas, Minnesota, Rochester were able to do it of sorts earlier in the Gauntlet. Minnesota's was to take the lead, but then Dallas's was to tie the game, and then Los Angeles had a game, Rochester had a game-tying touchdown, but the extra point was blocked if you're just joining us. Now there's another booth review in Miami with 37 seconds to go. That also looks like a catch from Doc Holliday, who's been very quiet today. Timeout New Orleans. They have 35 seconds left and 2 timeouts to go here in the first half. And that review stands. Miami has a 2nd down and 2, end of the quarter in Chicago. 35 seconds left. Rob Crone back to pass. That is complete down to the 16-yard line. 1st down Miami, but the clock will continue to roll. A 10-second runoff. Down to 20 seconds left for Crone. 16 yards away from a tie. Chima's pass almost caught off a deflection. Crone's pass deflected at the line. 13 seconds to go for Miami. Crone 31 of 38 today. Oh man, clutch grab off the deflection, almost caught that, and he would have run all the way in for a score. 13 seconds left. Rob Crone back to throw. Crone hit as he throws, has to check it down to Beletsky, so that means Miami's got to burn their final timeout, and this is it with 5 seconds to go, 13 yards away from the end zone. What about it? What about it, Miami? What do you got in the tank? 4-1 Dakota, 3-2 Miami, a chance to tie with a touchdown and an extra point. Rob Crone back to pass. Crone looking for someone to get open, and Crone is brought down from the backside. Game over. Dakota with a game-winning sack. And Miami will fall to 3-3. Dakota to 5-1 ties Austin atop the West with a 2-touchdown, no interception performance from Billy Flagg. Adam Wiseman with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, down 10-9. He's going to take a deep shot here, and in the back corner of the end zone. Wow, that was almost something special. New Orleans is going to get into field goal range before the half. They're going to have a 50-yard attempt.
Ready. 90 Wolf.
A 50-yard attempt coming up for New Orleans.
Here I come again. Big River.
Memphis, you wouldn't know it by your locker room. But yes, Miami now 3-3. And Dakota's going to improve to 5-1. This is a 50-yard field goal for New Orleans. And it is well short. Almost returned. And you know what? We haven't had any bonus numbers today, but I'm going to give it for the missed field goal. 50 is off the board, so now 50 and over 50 off the board here on the Gauntlet. That is your 31st called number. But the field goal no good for New Orleans. And we now just have 2 games remaining. Chicago going to have to punt the football with 9:58 to go. Vegas still protecting that 10-9 lead as we hit the halftime locker room in New Orleans, where the Hornets lead 14-10. Mac Chima 14 of 20, 178 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Pretty good game.
Here we go.
Chima with a 1st and 10 at the 9. Tried to flip that out to Flowers. That is incomplete. What a gauntlet. I mean, let's just take a moment to reflect just for a sec. We had Rochester get within a point to tie the game, made it 20-19 in Los Angeles, but the extra point was blocked, and they end up losing that game by a point. Jack Nitro's got a Vegas first down of the 26.
Here we go.
Then we just had Miami 13 yards away from a potential tying touchdown, but they take a sack, and Dakota wins 24-17 over the Pirates to improve to 5-1. The first game of the day was probably the wildest. Minnesota goes 99 yards in 9 plays to take a 24-21 lead over Dallas. Dallas, in less than a minute, gets down the field, able to tie the game with a field goal to take us to overtime. Then Minnesota drove all the way down the field, got a field goal of their own, and then got 4 straight sacks for a safety on Dallas, and Minnesota won that game 29-24. Now we have two more one-score games going on in the Gauntlet. Vegas leads 10-9 over Chicago with 9 minutes to play. And New Orleans trails Salt Lake 14-10, just starting the second half. Sorry, too soon to reflect. Yes, from a Rochester perspective, I can understand that completely. We turn right around tomorrow. Expect, if you're a losing team, expect some talk in the locker rooms. We'll process boosts. We'll get everything ready for a quick turnaround in Week 7, which will start on Sunday with another game day gauntlet. Phoenix at Los Angeles, Minnesota at Vegas, New York at New Orleans, Rochester at Wichita, and Miami at Salt Lake in the gauntlet next week. Clutch Grab's got a first down for Vegas up to the 46-yard line. And then Dallas takes on Austin in the first game of Coast to Coast. San Diego at Dakota follows as the Wildcats at 2-4 snake bit in the close game department. Dakota the exact opposite. Dakota also had San Diego's number from last season's playoffs. And then Monday night it's Chicago hosting St. Louis in Monday night primetime. Mac Chima dropping a throw. That one is incomplete. Looking for Mike O'Neal. 7:35 to go in the fourth quarter in Chicago. 10:18 to go in the third in New Orleans. Jay Carter on a play fake will fire it, and it is caught to the New Orleans 49-yard line. That's Sauce K with the catch. 208 yards for Salt Lake today. K 4 catches, 91 yards on the day. 7:06 remaining in the fourth. A defensive struggle in Chicago. 10-9. Vegas leading the Dragons. Chima on a play fake. All day to throw. Fires down the field. That is caught at the Chicago 35-yard line. Mike O'Neal with the reception. And a first down for Salt Lake as well, down to the New Orleans 35. 9:35 to go in the third quarter. Jay Carter and Mac Chima have their offenses on the move. Carter's throw to the sideline is incomplete. Too high of a ball. Chima on a first down and 10. Over the middle. Clutch grab. Intercepted. Grab went up to get it. Got shoved up in the air. And Spencer comes down with the interception. Chris Allure, how'd he get out of that one? 35-yard touchdown, Salt Lake. Grab just lost it in the air, and Chicago comes up with a critical turnover. Chris Allure bouncing off defenders, giving us a new number, 35 off the board. Oh, what a punishing blow from Chris Allure, and a great block on the outside as Salt Lake has the chance to go up by 11. And I think that might be the largest lead of the day by any team. Fresh off the interception, 6:15 to go in the fourth, and Adam Wiseman has a catch for a pickup of 17 yards to the 41-yard line. K. Marion again. We got 34. There was 35.
Ready, break.
21-10, Hornets on top of the Claws. 8:57 to go in the third. New Orleans going to have to respond. Chicago down 1. Vegas brought the corner blitz, and Wiseman misfired. Chicago, another team that has been in the close game department. And actually, if you're thinking about scores, just in the, I want to say, in the last 2 weeks, as Wiseman drops to throw to the sideline, complete to the Vegas 46. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games last week were decided by one score. Ray with a broken tackle. And then so far this week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 6 games have been decided by one score. And right now it is Chicago and Vegas in a 1-point battle with 5:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Couple of yards for Jason Williams, who's been a little quiet recently. 118 yards on the day. Handoff on an end around New Orleans, and Osbury doesn't get much. Wiseman on a 2nd down and 8. He's going to fire it over the middle. Going to be 3rd down for Chicago. Oh, in this game, these two teams, points have been a struggle. 10-9 still, just so surprising. Dan Taylor with a nice takedown at Tchoupitoulas there. 61 yards on 14 carries for Ray. 3rd down and 2 for New Orleans. Wiseman's got a 3rd down and 4. He's going to let it rip over the middle. That pass is complete to the Vegas 31, and the drive stays alive for Chicago under 4 minutes to play. Handoff, Tchoupitoulas, 1st down and more. Ray down to the Salt Lake 42-yard line. A lot more upsets the last 4 weeks of the season. Couldn't agree more. Coco, is all the teams starting to compete. I mean, Rochester's not winning games, but they are competing hard. Minnesota gets the win today. Vegas and Chicago have been a part of a number of one-possession games over the last month. Wiseman's pass, it's caught at the 11, and a face mask on top of it.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
That is a half the distance to the goal penalty, and now Chicago's got the ball at the 6-yard line.
Automatic first down.
Competing hard doesn't help the record, unfortunately, but neither does no one volunteering any thoughts as to how to improve the game plan this past week. That run gets down to the 1-yard line, so 2nd down and goal at the 1 coming up for Chicago. Vegas has their backs against the wall with 3:16 and counting. Blackman on a read option gets the ball to midfield, and it is a touchdown Chicago from 1 yard out. Corey Preston into the end zone. Chicago finally takes the lead. And that was really close. Got it right there. Deep shot, New Orleans on 3rd down and 18, and that drive is going to peter out. 2-point conversion for Chicago. If they don't get it, a new number off the board, that would be 15. It is Wiseman, and it is knocked away, so 15 is off the board. And Chicago takes a 15-10 lead over Vegas. Eighth play, 54-yard drive for Chicago off the interception, a ball that just got popped out of Clutch Grab's hands. 5:33 to go in the 3rd quarter for Salt Lake. They now have the football back up 21-10. Jay Carter, 12 of 17, 174 yards, a touchdown and a pick. We must have missed the interception earlier. That's my bad. J.W. Hartshorn saying he's got a bingo. And Chris Allure's got more rushing yards to his total, 98 yards on 11 carries. What's your number, Ellie? Great game for Chris Allure today for Salt Lake. They're trying to bounce back, a 2-3 record. With Los Angeles winning, they go to 4-2. Salt Lake has a chance to be in sole possession of 4th in the West at 3-3. Mac Chima, 16 of 25, 215 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Vegas trails 15-10 with 2:56 to go in the 4th quarter. Chima down the middle. That's caught by Flowers. That picks up 5. Vegas doesn't have to rush necessarily, but they got to get some points. Chris Allure near a first down. 108 yards on 13 carries. 3rd down and 1 coming up. New Orleans needs a stop. Chima dropping a throw. 2nd and 5. That's caught over the middle. And a face mask on Chicago. That is going to push the Vegas Devils into Chicago territory. Chris Allure, another first down. 14 carries, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Allure as Salt Lake pouring it on in the second half right now. You're not going to tell me? First down and 10, 2:32 to go in the fourth quarter. Chima back to pass, fires. Oh, he had a man open, but ran the route clear out of bounds. Poor execution there from the Vegas Devils. Play action to Chris Allure for Jay Carter, and that pass is complete. Been a quiet day for Pangori and the rest of the Salt Lake receivers today. Since that early touchdown from Mia, as that's another completion for Vegas to the Chicago 30-yard line. 2:14 to go in the fourth. No huddle for Vegas on a 3rd down and 2. 2:05 to go. Chima back to pass. It is dropped. Looking for Nitro. Knocked out from behind. 4th down and 2 for Vegas. With 2:03 to play, down 5. And I don't know if you're in field goal range here. I guess you are, but without the 2-minute warning, you only have 3 timeouts to stop it. They're going to go for it. 4th down and 2 for Vegas. Down by 5. Handoff Nitro. He is, what's the call? He's stopped. Chicago with a 4th down stop. They're going to get the football back. Wow, Vegas on a 4th and 2. Tried to pick it up with Nitro on the ground and couldn't do it. Now they need a stop, and Jason Williams just picked up 9 yards. Carter down the middle, wide open down to the 2. Pangori almost in for the 2nd time today. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line for Salt Lake.
Let's go now. 15 line. 15 line.
2nd down and 1 yard to go for Chicago. Vegas down to 2 timeouts.
Ready.
And Williams dropped in the backfield. Vegas has one more chance.
That's it, baby.
Allure stopped in the backfield. That pushes him back to the 5. 2nd and goal at the 5. See, you got the right idea, Mike.
You ready? Mike, 54 Mike. Check.
3rd down and 5. Jason Williams on the handoff. I think he got the 1st down.
Come on now.
Yeah, he did. Allure now down to the 3-yard line. New Orleans looking for a goal line stand to make this a 2-score game. But Vegas is now out of timeouts. Now Chicago, with a 35-second play clock, cannot run the clock out just yet.
Watch the run.
Carter, oh, what a throw. Touchdown from 3 yards out. Jay Carter to Sauce K. Put that on a rope. And Salt Lake goes up by 3 scores. That was a beautiful route from the tight end. A lot of traffic in there. Carter almost took a sack. 2nd and 6, Chicago. Handoff Williams. Williams is cut down. Again, they can't run the clock out. 3rd down and 5.
Ready? 90 Wolf.
Extra point is good. Salt Lake goes up 28-10. 11 play, 88-yard drive. And the Hornets have our first rout of week 6 right now. Unless New Orleans can pull off something big. 24 seconds to go in the 3rd. Now, the interesting thing about Chicago is that they don't have to snap it, but because of fourth down code logic, you have to snap it on fourth down, so Chicago has to punt this away, and Vegas on the return is not going to get anything. And that is how it ends in Chicago. The Chicago Dragons have won 2 straight, and they now lead. They now have a 3-3 record. And that is exciting for the Dragons because Miami lost and Dallas lost and Wichita lost. So there's now a 4-way tie for third place in the East at 3-3. You saw Ray's updated numbers there, 11 carries for 72 yards. And as we enter the fourth quarter of play in our final game of tonight's Gauntlet, we're just looking for bingo numbers mostly because New Orleans has really struggled in the second half. It was a 14-10 ball game at the half. But it's been all Salt Lake in the second half, 28-10. As we're about to hit the fourth quarter in New Orleans. That's the end of the third. 28-10, all Salt Lake in that third quarter as they've extended their 18-point lead. We'll get the game full screen in just a moment. We'll play out the stretch, see if we can get any more bingo numbers off the board in the final quarter between Salt Lake and New Orleans. Blackman's pass is incomplete, and now it's 4th down and 9. That is not what the Claws needed, and I think they might go for this in the fourth quarter, down by 3 scores. Let's see. That's not what we wanted. There we go. That's what we wanted. All right, so now we're full screen here in the fourth quarter. There's your numbers. Looking for a letter T tonight. Now I got to view Ellie's card. Oh, and actually zeroed out on me. I can't see it. $33 called numbers tonight. Couple of bingos. Blackman on a 2nd down and 2. By the way, New Orleans did convert that 4th down and 9. I was distracted as I was trying to update your screen. And so New Orleans did keep the drive alive, but now it's 3rd down and 2 at their own 48-yard line. Blackman's pass is incomplete. 18 of 28 for 219 yards, and if New Orleans wants the drive to continue, they'll have to go for it again on 4th down. Do you need 23 for a 3rd straight time, JW, to win? That'd be crazy. 4th down and 2 for New Orleans. They're going to hand it off to Ray Chapatulis, and Salt Lake gets the stop. Back-to-back games, we saw a run on 4th and 2, fail to convert, and the Hornets will take over with 11:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Jay Carter, 15 of 21, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick so far today as Salt Lake looks to move to 3-3. New Orleans played that terrific game against Los Angeles last week, and they looked terrific. Now, it is worth noting that Salt Lake, as part of their defensive adjustments this week, or as part of their game plan adjustments, rather, switched to a different defense. playing some 3-4 odd today. They have really found a way to clamp down on the claws. As Carter will hand it off to Chris Allure. They're 45 yards away. That is not a new number. Oh, JW got his bingo today. Well, there you go. Hand off to Allure. Got down to the 44. 4th and 4, so it looks like New Orleans is going to get a stop. On the Virtual Football Network, coming up tomorrow, we've got minor league action in the SFLM. That is Philadelphia and New York squaring off. The standings in the SFLM so far this season, San Jose running away with it at 7-1, but New York at 4-3, Philly 3-4, right in the thick of things. $9:25 to go in the fourth quarter. New Orleans needs anything here. 28-10. They have been shut out in the second half as Blackman's pass is caught to the 26-yard line. I'll make a deal with everyone in the chat. If we have a pass of 30 yards or more, or a play of 30 yards or more, we'll include that in the bingo numbers. That ball is caught for a pickup of 11. First down to the 37. Cameron Bailey with the reception. So that's on Thursday. Then Saturday right here on VFN, it's the wild card playoffs. Minnesota at Houston at 6:30. Bossier City at Washington at 9. The Matt Wilson kickoff show will get us going. That pass is caught for a gain of 16 yards for a first down to the Salt Lake 47. Devin Sparks with his third catch for 66, and New Orleans is moving. And then we're right back here in the UFL Sunday for the Gauntlet. Emmanuel Blackman's pass, sideline, overthrown, incomplete. $8:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Emmanuel Blackman from the 47 going to take off and run. He's got some space to the outside, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 8:12 to go in the fourth, 28-10 Salt Lake.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. Come on, D!
Blackman again over the middle. That's caught by Osbury. A pickup of 19 yards on the play. Down to the Salt Lake 27:55 to go in the fourth quarter. New Orleans not dead yet. Still 8 minutes to go in the fourth.
We gotta get this stop.
Blackman to pass. Blackman is hit and sacked. Joe Malone with his first sack of the day. Results in a 9-yard loss. 2nd and 19 coming up. Hello, UFL to Zach Holdorf. We got to stop blowing fourth quarter lead, Zach. Got to figure it out. Blackman over to Bailey. That gets nothing. And now it's 3rd down and 19, New Orleans. Blackman to throw. Blackman deep. Oh, incomplete. Looking for Dylan Garday. Now it's 4th and 19. And I think if you're New Orleans, I don't know, do you kick it, make it a 2-score game? It'd be a 46-yard field goal. Or do you go for it because you're down 3 scores already? What do you do here if you're New Orleans? They are going to go for it. 4th down and 19. Everyone that had 46 is throwing stuff at their televisions right now. 4th and 19, Blackman trying to keep the drive alive. He will fire it deep. It is caught. Another 4th down conversion on this drive for New Orleans. They're down to the 3-yard line. The Claws surviving here. 1st and goal at the 3. And in the back of the end zone, that's incomplete. What a ball on 4th down and 19.
Single receiver, single receiver.
Blackman on a 2nd down and goal. Has to get rid of it and is sacked. A loss of 14 yards. That's Glenn on the sack. Third and goal at the 17. Blackman in zone, almost picked, and here we go again. 4th down and 17 for New Orleans. This is, I believe, their fourth down of the drive.
Here we go. Let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here.
4th and goal at the 17. Blackman, end zone, double covered turnover. 24 of 39 for 300 yards tonight for Blackman, and on a drive that included 4 4th downs, New Orleans walks away with nothing. Oh, that would have been a 34-yard field goal. Did you guys need 34? Was that Ellie's number? Don't tell me. 6:08 to go in the 4th quarter. Feel like the Gauntlet only had 2 interceptions today. Let's see. I think there were more than 2, but there definitely weren't a lot. Chris Allure, what a run. That picks up 19 yards, 5:25 to go in the 4th as Salt Lake plays out the stretch. How about Chris Allure today? 20 carries for 140 yards. A breakout performance on the ground. Oh, it was 34? Oh, that's tough. Maybe Salt Lake will score a touchdown and New Orleans will block the extra point. Hand off to Allure. That picks up 4. 4:50 to go in the 4th quarter. Still 28-10, just 14-0 in the second half. There goes Allure again. 1st down to the 46, a 9-yard gain, 153 yards for Chris Allure. .153 is the 7th most rushing yards by any back this season, and it eclipses Allure's previous season high of 130. Why? Why are we fighting? I'm just saying, that's a way you could get to 34. Allure on the run gets 4. What did I do? 3:18 to go in the 4th quarter, 2nd and 6. Carter hands it. You know, when I got this idea to do bingo, oh man, I don't know. I didn't think it would turn out like this. I think it's been great. What do y'all think? 3rd and 1 at the 37 of New Orleans. 2:34 to go. They got the 1st down. Hopkins down to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Salt Lake. They are just running this thing out. 2:25 to go in the 4th quarter.
59. I got you. I got you.
For 2 minutes to 2 minutes to go.
Keep playing.
New Orleans is going to fall to 2-4. The Claws will have to shake this one off. You know, they played a pretty good first half, 14-10. It was there for the taking, but they just could not find a way in the second half. New Orleans is not going to call timeouts because they're down by more than 3 scores with under 2 minutes to go. Next for New Orleans, they will host New York, then at San Diego.
56.
Handoff to Allure, and Allure down to the 24 as the clock continues to wind. Down to 50 seconds, 3rd down and 2. Handoff Allure, that's a first down. Again, Salt Lake is not going to take knees because New Orleans is not taking timeouts. But nothing off the board. JW, that's very kind. Ellie needs 41. Come on, 41. 15 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. And Chris Allure down to the 12. That's not going to do it. But I'm going to give 12 as a bonus number because Chris Allure was the player of this game. 12 is the bonus number, the final number off the board. And Ellie needed 41, so I'm going to give 41 too. 12 and 41 are the bonus numbers at the end of the broadcast. Chris Allure is your player of the game for Salt Lake. Cue the outro. Salt Lake gets shut out in the second half. Oh, man. The Hornets get to 3-3. And we had some great games tonight. Let's wrap it up as we get the final stats. Minnesota beats Dallas 29-24 in overtime on a safety stop. Los Angeles beats Rochester 20-19 on a blocked extra point. Dakota beats Miami 24-17 on a red zone stop as time expires. Chicago beat Vegas 15-10 on a 4th down stop in Chicago territory. And Salt Lake topped New Orleans 28-10, shutting them out in the second half as we put a wrap on week number 6. Week 7 right around the corner. Sunday, May 10th with the Gameday Gauntlet at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. What a night. And again, I'm sorry. It's not coming off sincere because I'm laughing. I enjoy the fact that you all are so passionate about what's happening. And listen, I know that you didn't win bingo this week, but I know you'll win next week. I know you'll win the week after that. I know that the win is coming down the line for you, and that makes me feel better, and it should make you feel better too. That's a wrap for the Gameday Gauntlet on week 6. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Virtual Football Network. Have a great night, everybody.